Hey guys, so today we're gonna I just want to talk about life. Okay, life for me right now. Okay, so let's get started. And this may be a longer video, so I just want to warn you. So if you don't have time to watch it right now, don't feel forced to watch. But it's gonna be a little bit longer because I'm just talking about just life. Okay. So, where do I start? So right now I've opened up a salon in my home, and I foresee it to be temporary. So this is a temporary situation until I get another building. I had a salon before, and I opened it when I was 23, and it was awesome. It was awesome while it lasted. I had it for 4 years and it was great. I loved it. And then I transitioned and went to JCPenney, another location, because those that know me know that I've worked for JCPenney a large portion of my career, and since 2002, something like that. So on and off, I worked there, then I quit and opened my own salon. And then I went to a different location. Then I became a district educator for the state of Virginia. So I would travel around and teach the stylists on new trend. And yeah, so that was really cool. I did that for almost 5 years when the position was created. And then I was offered a salon management position, and I took it, and I took it mainly because I was thinking, okay, I just got married, and I knew we wanted to have children, and I thought that would be the best thing to do. And so I feel like that was God's permissive will, but not His perfect will for my life. And I knew very soon into it that it was going to be a short-lived position, and because I know that God has called me to motivate, to inspire, to pour into people, and to really, not even just that, but help them in their skill set as well in the hair industry. And so it's always been a passion of mine to really, and it really came from, my passion really grew once I became a district educator, because I've always wanted to teach, and that just gave me a platform and an opportunity to really dive into, okay, God, I really enjoy this. I love the light bulbs that would go off in the stylists' heads and their eyes when I would show them a new technique in a class, when they would come back to me like, oh my gosh, I learned this new technique and I started doing it and I made more money. I'm like, yes, I love hearing those success stories. Stories of people that have been doing hair for 40 years that, when they went to school, certain things were in place, but then as time changes, trend changes, everything changes in the hair industry. I mean, at one point, relaxers were really hot. Now, natural is really hot. And so you have to definitely go with the trend, you have to kind of, not with the trend per se, but you have to go with the wave. And so I had stylists that had been doing hair for 40 years, never knew nothing about foils, never knew about a balayage, a foliage, never knew about color melting, never really picked up a round brush and to really smooth, or a Denman to really give nice, to really smooth that hair down. They had no idea. They were still talking about frosting hair and using caps. So, and they were still great stylists, granted, but they never moved with the current, And so I was able to go into those classes and infuse knowledge to them, where they are now on trend, in season hairstylists, and they weren't has-been hairstylists. And so they would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. They would apologize because they couldn't get the foils, or they just couldn't grasp it. I'd be like, look, by the end of this class, you're going to have this down. I'm not leaving here until you know how to put a foil in this mannequin. And so they would come back to me like, oh my gosh, I'm now I'm able to foil hair, and now I'm like making more money because I've learned this new technique. Thank you so much for spending so much time with me, and I feel like I have a passion for that. Like everybody in my mom, my sisters, both are like teachers by nature. So I think it's like in our blood to have that patience to teach people and to want them to get it. I'm a person that really wants you to get it. Like, I'm like, if we're gonna be here, you need to get it. And so that was definitely a blessing, being a district educator for JCPenney's, because it exposed me to the gift that was already in me. It really helped prime the pump for me as an educator for JCPenney. And so then when I transitioned into the salon management position, it was great. It was cool. I had flexibility. I got to meet so many different people, so many different talented stylists. Some stayed, some go, some went, and it was definitely a blessing. But I knew that was, as I did it, I realized that I didn't enjoy it. Like I didn't really have a passion in it, and I couldn't understand why. And so I just kept plowing at it, kept pushing, and finally realizing, like, God was like, this is the area that you love. Like, you love the hair industry, but you need to do it in a different entity, like a different facet. And so that's when I knew, like, Lord, like, you've called me to be in a place where I can motivate and uplift people. Because that's what was happening. In the salon, I would hire people. They would either grow their business, grow confidence, which is a part of growing your business. They would learn how to build a book. They would learn how to schedule. They would learn how to work efficiently, not triple, quadruple booking people and having your clients waiting there for 5 hours for a service. Like, that's so inconsiderate of other people's time. And so learning how to book, learning how to schedule, learning how to dress professional to work. Some of them still had challenges here and there, but for the most part, it was a standard that was set company-wide, and we had to wear black, white, and gray. You couldn't wear leggings, just standalone leggings. Like you had to have a shirt that was long enough, whatever. The rule was, if your shirt cannot be worn without anything under, your shirt isn't long enough. Okay, so if your shirt ain't long enough to if your top is not long, if your top cannot be worn just straight out of the house, then it's not long enough. Like, it needed to be long enough to cover all areas so that you can still look professional. But low key, I don't even think we're supposed to wear leggings, but I would let them wear it if it looked professional. But yeah. So it taught a lot of things. It taught it taught product knowledge, where a lot of people come, especially my black stylists, they would come to the salon and they would just automatically think that they only could use black products or on black hair, or this product is for this person, not per se this type of hair. It was like, for this person. She's black, so she needs Design Essentials, or she's black, so she needs Mazzani. Well, not necessarily. And so they learn product knowledge. They learn how to price properly. A lot of stylists are not confident in charging what they need to charge based on the service and the quality of work that they render to their clients. And I'm not going to beat you in the head, but I know my worth, and I know the time and the classes that I've been to. I know the things that I've been exposed to. And I'm confident in the work and the service that I give people. So my prices may be higher than some other people's prices, but I feel as though when you go to the doctor and they charge you all this money for a surgery because they're saving your life, then you're not going to question. You're not going to question them, because you value the service that they're giving you. If you go to a restaurant and they charge you $200 for a steak, you sit there and eat it and you pay for it because you value that meal. So I put a value on my work that I do, and I realized that, and I also helped my stylist at the time. I helped them realize that every client is not for you. So if you have these clients that are always like complaining about the price, they don't want to tip, people, tip your hairstylist. People don't want to tip, or they complain about the price all the time. You spending 5 hours on their hair and they want to pay $60. No, no. That is for somebody that's not licensed. And tell you the truth, before I was even licensed, I was doing hair, and I still won't charge them $60. Like, I had this thing in me from the jump. Like, even though I wasn't licensed, I've been wanting to do hair since I was 4 years old, and I've been doing hair throughout middle school, throughout high school. Like, it was just some things I just knew, and I was just like, no, I ain't gonna do it. So I taught those kind of skills that a lot of times they don't teach you in hair school. I know they didn't teach me. And so for me, I went to Chesterfield Technical School here in Richmond, where I live now, and it was through my high school. It was like a technical school, and they don't really give you a lot of information. Like, you don't get exposed to a whole lot because they're trying to prepare you for the test. They're trying to prepare you for this state board test that is pretty hard to pass, and it's a lot of information jam-packed in a shorter period of time to get you to pass this test. And so you had to really go outside of that class and really expose yourself to other things. So that's what I did. And so I got a lot of my knowledge just from me being the person who was like, okay, I want to learn how to do that, or I'm going to look at the video, or I'm going to do this. So that's kind of what I did. But so now, I was in the management position at the salon. April 2020 would be 5 years that I was in that salon. And currently this year, I just left. I quit I put in my notice on the 18th of November. And so, and it was kind of like hard, like going up to it, it was like, okay, what in the world? And so for me, I have been wanting to leave for a while, but it was for us, me and my husband and I, it was like, okay, we need both of our paychecks to run this house. Like, we need both our paychecks. Like, this is what it's got to be or whatever. And so that's kind of where we were. And so I was like, So then I was like, okay, I got to tough it out. Like, I just got to figure out a way. I got to make this work. I got to also, as much as I want to develop and grow. And that was the other thing. Because I have been pretty much every position in the store, in the salon division. I've been a stylist, I've been an educator, and now a salon manager. I had no really upward mobility unless I wanted to go into like a position that had me traveling all the time and just mainly leading the salon managers, or going onto the store. And I was not doing that. Like, I was not trying to be in retail working on the floor. The only reason I was working at a retail store is because they had a salon in it. So I didn't really have any more upward mobility. I was at that time capped out. I couldn't make any more money. They were like, my last raise that I got was 4 cents, and that was 3 years ago. So, but that didn't change how I worked or anything, because I still had a certain level of integrity that, you're still going to do your best until the end. Now there were some trying times I was just like, man, Jesus, but because it wasn't like any upward mobility for me. There wasn't any more money, but assignments and more responsibilities kept coming. Things that other people were doing or other departments were supposed to do, they stopped doing. And then a lot of things were just, so many demands were put on me. And I feel as though some of it was intentional. Some pressures were intentional because I feel like sometimes people may low-key want you to leave, and then they kind of apply pressure because they feel like if I apply enough pressure, then they'll just quit. That wasn't me so much. I didn't quit because of the pressure per se. I quit mainly because I knew that it was time. Like, I started getting very like uneasy. I literally was just like, I don't like being here. Like, it was no excitement for me anymore. I just felt like it was just a heaviness. I was just like, this is not it. Like, I cannot keep doing this. Like, I felt like it was sucking out my creativity. It was sucking out life. And I was just like, I can't. And like, for the past 2 years, around this holiday season, I would be in the stockroom with like massive amount of gift sets and products, because they sent us so much stuff that we have to get out on the floor. And I was literally in the stockroom like, this is my last year doing that. So I said that a year ago, and then I said it last year, and it happened this year. So I am extremely excited with this new endeavor, this new venture. I'm excited. I mean, it's definitely been a blessing to be home. I am able to see my daughter every day, and it's not too many days that she goes to bed that I'm not able to be there to tuck her in the bed, me and my husband. But prior to this, to me leaving, there were several nights that I'm working late, where a client styles me up, messed up on their hair, or the client didn't like their hair. And then I had to stay and help fix it. So now I was supposed to leave at 3, and now I'm leaving at 9 or 10 or 11. And then got to be back at 7. And so certain things, it was just getting to be a little too much, and it was taking me away from family a lot. And realizing now, it's so funny. My daughter, like, at first she would call me mommy, and she would call my husband daddy. But now, since we're always together, and so she just says mommy daddy, mommy daddy. Like, she doesn't even separate it, because she just sees us together so much. It's like, y'all are just one person. Like, it's so sweet. So that has been a blessing. So yes, I have a home salon, and I still have my hair academy, which I'm going to really focus on that next year, 2020, because I've had it up and running, but I really haven't focused on it that much, because I really didn't have time. I didn't have the energy. And that's the other thing. When you're in a place where you have outgrown that place, it will literally drain you, because all your energy, you're trying to work up so much energy to actually maintain being there. And it's like, this energy that I'm putting into somewhere that I'm not supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be, I could be using that energy to put to where God has me. And so for me, I was just so drained. I was tired all the time. I was just like, oh. But when my husband released me and he said, come home, I was like, I'm out of here. Because that was really the only reason why, because, he was like, we need both our paychecks to work. But God had given him a revelation, and thank God for it. And I literally cried, because I felt so much pressure to like perform and to work at a company that I didn't particularly like, just so I can make sure that we were straight. Because I never wanted to be in a place where I would put any pressure on my husband, or unnecessary pressure on him financially. But when God is in it, God is in it. And so he told me that, and he was like, God told me that you're never supposed to have this pressure. And I literally cried and broke, because it was just a weight that was lifted off of me at that time, because I felt that pressure. Like, I felt it, And I've been working since I've been 15 years old. So it's not like I am not fan of work. Like, I'm fond of work, because I like having money, and I like going places. I like nice things. I like to be able to go on vacations, and do what I want to do when I want to do it, and on my level, you know what I mean? And so, but I felt so refreshed when that happened. And so I am at home. I'm loving it. I'm loving this new journey. And it was definitely a step of faith. And he had to pray with me the day that I went back to work to put my notice in, because I was just like, the devil is like been on me all week long for the last 2 weeks, because it was like, you gonna quit your job? You've been working here for so long. literally got to a point where I did not feel as though I had any worth or value outside of working for the company. Because I had worked there for so long, it was like, okay, what am I going to be, a stay-at-home mom? Like, I'm like, I never thought about being a stay-at-home mom. And, you know, not even though I was going to be working, but it wasn't going to be like I'm punching the clock like I had normally been. And so for that, me punching that clock was giving me like a self-value and giving me a worth that was never supposed to be given to me by JCPenney's. And as they began to continue to take and not be appreciative of the things that I was doing, or just say thank you, or thank you for coming in this early, or thank you for doing other people's job and never complaining, not being appreciated really began to affect me, because I was just like, man, you know, like, this is crazy, like, I'm doing all this stuff. And my clients would say it, some of my stylists would say it. They would like, slow down, Janetta. They would be clocking me, okay, it's 7 o'clock and it's now 6. You need to go home, da 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 da. But it was always so much stuff to do, and never feel like it was never enough time. But yeah, so I definitely left. And so I admonish anybody that's like watching that if you are in this place where you're like, I feel you, I am right there, definitely pray about it. Pray about, okay, God, what is my next move? Like, what, really seek God about your purpose and what you were sent here to do. Because we're all here to help and to serve and to connect with people and give of ourselves. But if you're at this place where you're just uneasy and you're just not, you know, you're not happy and you're not at a place of peace. Now granted, God can give you peace that transcends all your understanding. Like, He is your peace. He is your joy. However, I feel like you can have joy and peace in while you work. You know, it shouldn't be a place where you are stressed every day and, you know, just not happy. Like, I had somebody, one of my clients was telling me one of her coworkers was like losing her hair at her job because it was just so stressful, and she was just really internalizing all of that, and like her hair started coming out. Like, huh? No. Ain't nobody gonna have me so stressed out that my hair about to come out. Like, I ain't about to have that. No. So yeah, so definitely pray about it. Pray and ask God, okay, God, I'm in this job. I've been in this job for this amount of time. And a lot of times, side note, a lot of times we stay at jobs because we don't want to feel like a failure. Like, we don't want to feel like we are a failure for quitting a job that we've been at for so long. You've put so much time into it. And okay, well, put time into your next thing and your next venture and your next opportunity. So don't feel like you're stuck because of that, because of fear of, you know, the fear of failure. Because if I leave this company, or no, girl, boy, bye. Like, go somewhere where you're appreciated. Go somewhere where you feel charged, where you feel that you're being challenged, where you feel that your creative wheels can turn. Like, go somewhere where you feel like, you know, if I wasn't, this is my thing. I feel like you should be at a job. I used to say this to myself. If I wasn't getting paid, I would still do this. Like, if you're at a job and the only reason why you're there is because of the paycheck, that's not probably the job that you need to be at. Like, if I was not getting paid to do hair, I would still love it. I would still pick my comb up, my flat iron up. I would still do it. Because I've done it. I've done free hair for a long time. And so, not for a long time, but I've done free services. I'm like not doing free hair for like 5 years, nothing. But I've done free services. But even if I wasn't doing hair, I mean, if I wasn't getting paid for it, I would still love it because it's a passion of mine. So definitely keep that in the back of your head. Like, okay, if I wasn't getting paid to be this accountant, if I wasn't getting paid to be this teller at the bank, if I wasn't getting paid to be a teacher, if I wasn't getting paid to be a construction worker, like, what would you do in life if you didn't get paid? You would just do it because you loved it. That is the thing that That's the deal breaker. That's it. If it's makeup, if it's hair, if it's building homes, if it's restoring homes, if it's renovations, if it's painting, if it's whatever it is, I'm telling you, like whatever that passion is that makes you like really like get up in the morning, it makes you have an it makes you like excited. That's the gift. Like that's what the Lord has gifted you with, because it comes easy. Like it comes so easy. You can do it all night. You don't get tired of doing it. And even if you get tired, it's not a tired like I'm tired now, I never want to do this again. It's a tired like, woo, it was a lot. It was a long day, but I'm ready to go in and do it again. So that's the kind of excitement that God wants us to have with the things that He's placed on the inside of us. And sometimes we get a little off because people give us money or they give us all these different things, and we just end up getting stuck in something that really is not healthy for us, and it's not doing anything to help our spirits prosper. But yeah, so definitely keep that in mind. If you won't get paid, would you still be doing it? And think about what you would be doing, and then begin to start planning for that thing. Not to say that you need to quit your job today or anything like that, because my husband does work, and so praise God, and I do have a skill, so I opened up my salon here, so I'm able, God has blessed me to be able to use this as a resource, you know, the gift that He's given me. But God is still my source. Like He's still my source. He still has to bring the clients. But because of the pressure not being on us, and because of us both linked up and saying that we're trusting God to run this house, to run our marriage, to run our parenting, like we trust you, God. And so in that trust, that even if I don't do hair for a week or 2 weeks and don't have clients, which I won't because God is continuously blessing me, it's still good. Like I don't have to feel the pressure of I gotta have these clients, or I gotta do this, or I gotta do, like I gotta. God's like, no, I wanna do it, you know. And so yes, I thank God for this time that I'm in, to really spend time with family. This is the first Thanksgiving that I have had with family in 4 years. It was lovely. Like I stayed at home. I didn't even go anywhere except, no, we did go shopping. That morning we went to JCPenney. But I've never even do that, you know. So now that these stores are open on Thanksgiving, which I think is crazy, like people need to spend time with their family. But anyway, I don't even want to go down that little path because I just think that's crazy. But yeah, so yes, so that is my big news. I am an at-home salon right now. Eventually I believe that the Lord will give me my own building for my salon and for my school. But as of now, I am working my middle. I'm working my middle right now and loving it, enjoying it. And yeah, so that is my life change that just happened November 18th, 2019. And I believe that, you know, God has shared with me something today and was like, because of your faith and because of you really trusted me to really do this thing, He was like, next 2020 for you is going to be where purpose comes alive. And I was like, okay, I got it. I'm with it. I can receive that, Lord. And so it's like, you know, because you trusted me, because you dared to believe that, you know, because I could have stayed at JCPenney's. I could have just kept plowing through years in. But God wanted to do something like now. And I'm telling you, 2020 is where purpose is going to come alive for me. And I believed it. I received it. God said it. And that's my word for 2020. 2020 ain't even here yet. New Year's ain't here yet. But the Lord already gave me my word for 2020. And so if you want to, you can jump on it too. I know He gave it to me, but you can jump on it too. But yeah, and just a slight testimony. So I have my own hairline, and I have been working with this vendor, and she kind of got me and sent me the wrong hair, and it was just crazy. So I sent it back. She gave me the address overseas or whatever, and she was like, you know, send it to me. I mailed it to her, and she never picked it up. Like, she did it on purpose so that she wouldn't have to give me my money back. Like, she was like, oh, you know, it's not there, I didn't see it, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, okay, you didn't see it. It's been there for 4 days. And so they ended up sending it back to me. So it was months, us dealing with this. And we were just waiting for our money. So I called my bank and I was like, hey, this is a scam. They, you know, I don't know what they did. I need to, you know, whatever it's called. I can't remember now. But to call them and say, I need this charge to be canceled. So went through another month, seemed like a month or more, to get my bank to like go and research everything to figure out what was going on, And let me tell you, the day that I decided to trust God and quit my job, that day the bank sent a letter home saying, okay, so they had already sent us the money. So we had the money in our bank, but we didn't really want to spend it because we weren't sure that it was going to get approved or not. So then that would be money that would just be taken out. And it was a few $100s. And so the day that I quit my job, the day that I stepped out in faith, typed my resignation up, submitted it, I got home. My husband was like, baby, it's been approved. Everything is good. We got our money back. Tell me God ain't good. The day that I decide to say, I trust God, God turns around and bless us. Like, come on. So, and he's been doing that. Like, he's been making a way. When I tell you he's a way maker, a way maker. Did I say way maker or way waker? I don't know. But yes, he is a way maker, and he stands on his promises, and he is good for it. So trust God in whatever season that you're in, whatever time that you're in. Trust him. Like, trust him. Obedience is better than sacrifice. And the Bible says that faith pleases God. And so if faith pleases him, then I want to please him. I need to have more faith. He's given everybody a measure of faith. And so use your measure right now. Use it now. Use it next week. Use it next year, so that you can see God move in your life and do some awesome things in your life. So, guys, this is it. I don't want to ramble, but I know this is a longer video. So make sure that you have time to watch it. I told you in the beginning it was going to be long. So, yes. But guys, make sure you subscribe if you have not already subscribed to my channel, and like it, share it, and hit the bell. Oh, so go ahead and hit that bell so that you get all the notifications of my next videos, and I'll be able to do more videos because I haven't been before, because I was working a whole full-time job, 45, sometimes 50 hours a week, 2-year-old husband. Like, I ain't had time. But now I do. So now you can see my lovely face all the time. So y'all comment too if y'all have some videos that you want me to share, whether it's videos about my life, whether it's videos about hair, or whatever the case. Definitely give me your suggestions. And all this talking got my throat a little dry. But yes, go ahead and comment down below if you want some videos that you have some videos that you want me to do, some tutorials. Let a girl know. So, like, comment, share, hit the bell, subscribe, do all of that stuff so you can stay connected to me. And I will check you guys out on my next video. Love you guys. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you next time. Bye.